Okay, so just hear me out on this one. Papyrus is, wait for it, Ness. How about that? Hello and welcome back to Underlab. Not every theory is all that clever, and some are admittedly downright stupid. In the past I've certainly contemplated a few ridiculous ideas that in hindsight just don't work or don't make any sense. Among these is at least 50 of the most absurd ideas for Undertale theories. Just to be clear, this video will only focus on ideas I've discarded in the past for being too silly. I'm not going to critique others because I'm not that lame. And at the end of the day, every theory I've ever made has just been for fun. I think everyone knows they could be completely wrong about everything within the game, and that Toby could disprove a million things with a single tweet. There's some incredibly bad ideas in here, and I hope you'll find them as funny as I do. So here's 50 of the worst Undertale theories. Sans isn't Ness, he's Lucas. 49. Determination is never explained within Undertale, so just what exactly is it? How about Liquid's anime? 48. Alfie's bases her entire personality off shy anime characters. Actually, that one's probably true. 47. The underground is controlled by the Illuminati. That's why the Deltarune features 3 triangles. 46. Monsters have never really been to the moon, and what we saw Metit on TV was filmed in a studio. 45. Frisk is meant to be an Asian stereotype. That's why their eyes are always closed. 44. What sort of alcohol does Napstablook always order at Grillby's? Spirits, of course. 43. Metaton probably owns every business within Undertale through one franchise chain or another. 42. There are no monsters within the underground. Frisk just has a very hyperactive imagination, or maybe just delirium. 41. Gaster was always supposed to appear within the game. Toby just accidentally deleted him. 40. The monsters could always just walk through the barrier, they just never thought to try. 39. Flowey only became so sadistic after playing lots of violent video games like Undertale. 38. Toby really did use the box of a dog translated to create Undertale, and that's why Undertale 2 hasn't happened yet. He's been unable to replicate whatever he did in the first place. 37. Human souls contain some traces of weed repellent. That's why they reject Flowey during the final battle with him. 36. All the lore we learn in the Snowdin library is completely false. After all, they can't even spell the name of the building correctly. 35. When Undyne takes off her eye patch, she reveals her true strength, like an anime character. 34. Chara really is the true character of the game, as they're labelled in the game files. It's just they're the main character of another game, not Undertale. 33. The entire game is just one elaborate dream made up by a sleeping annoying dog. 32. The strange and mysterious experiments Gaster performed were perfected by Sans and Papyrus. They've now mastered the incredible ability of throwing bones at people. 31. Toby designed Undertale with eventually transforming it into an anime in mind, and that's why we have tsundere characters like Undyne. 30. Chara's entire motivation is to get some chocolate. This eventually led to the child plotting to destroy the world. 29. Undertale hard mode will be finished eventually, in the year 2100. 28. There is no cow level. Seriously, I've searched for it. 27. The final boss of Undertale was originally supposed to be Gaster. However, like Sans, he was just too lazy to bother to show up. 26. Speaking of Sans, he's actually pretty fat. That probably isn't too surprising, considering that he subsists of a diet of ketchup and burgers. 25. The Deltarune prophecy actually has nothing to do with the barrier, and nothing to do with the events in Undertale in general. It just so happens to be a prominent symbol of the time. 24. The monsters were supposed to be released after just a few years of imprisonment. Unfortunately, the human mages forgot. 23. Speaking of humans, the monsters weren't actually trapped for centuries. They just ended up in a fight with a group of live-action roleplayers using swords and magic rather than modern weapons. 22. Undertale was originally designed to be a sequel to Earthbound. Realizing issues with copyright, Toby was forced to switch out all of the names and characters. 21. Sans and Papyrus aren't really brothers. It's a well-known fact that all skeletons consider each other relatives. 20. Every human within Undertale looks exactly like Frisk. Shut eyes and yellow skin. No wonder they all want to fall underground. 19. The Thames in Temi Village were originally planned to be the final bosses within the game. Don't ask how. 18. The annoying dog could have released the monsters at any time from the underground. They were just too busy sleeping at the time. 17. Fly became so evil because he had read into the plot. He found out that he had to die for the sake of everyone else, which isn't too enviable a position. 16. To explain the mystery of humans using magic, what the monsters really saw was just fireworks they mistook for something else. 15. The entire game was dreamt up by Frisk, as proven in the epilogue of the true pacifist route. 14. Every guard in the Royal Guard has to prove their worth by suplexing a boulder in front of Captain Undyne. 13. Hotland is called Hotland because it's really cold. Just think about it. 12. The Dreamer family is named such because they like to dream that they'll be free someday. 11. Undertale is just a prequel to Earthbound. The moment we get to the surface, Frisk swaps out their clothes and continues their story as Ness. Number 10. At one point, Toby ran out of money while making Undertale. That's why Metaton Neo is a thing. Number 9. Half the monsters in Undertale are just animals pretending that they're important. Number 8. King Mel can be found in-game if you walk around the black tree outside Toral's home 30 times and then enter the Konami code. Number 7. Monster Kid says yeah all the time because his dream and ambition is to become a rapper. Number 6. The determined bird within Waterfall is the sole source of determination within Undertale. Number 5. Undertale VR is Toby's next big project. Just wait and see. Number 4. No, there's nothing behind this door. Number 3. The version of Undertale we've all played is an early beta version where Gaster and other things weren't finished. Number 2. Undertale is completely inspired by 1 or 2 animes. Number 1. Frisk getting up in the first room is actually the end of the game, and everything else is playing out in reverse. That's it for 50 of the worst Undertale theories ever made. A lot of these are obviously just meant to be silly, and a couple are just ideas I had in passing and never gave any serious consideration to. And of course, some of them may even be right and not actually belong on this list. Well, I hope you enjoyed this rather silly look at some of Undertale's less than likely possibilities. Hopefully the annoying dog himself never watches this video and has an aneurysm. Which one was your favourite? Be sure to let me know in the comments. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't become a part of a terrible Undertale theory, and I'll see you next time. Before I go, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to my patrons. My head scientists Asgorn Shi, Cameron Vigil, Kay Jensen, Sophronius, Mary Morkan, Oodly Noodly, Emily Gatewood, and Zelda Butterfay. And my Underlab scientists Crystal Sleet, Nicholas Dux, Armin Arlett, Marisa Ray, Corey Kidwell, Yushio Karoni, Sarah Wydra, Commander JNM, and Benjamin Harrison Miller. If you enjoyed this video, please consider checking out the Patreon link below, as well as the video that explains why I'd so massively appreciate your contribution.